And so they are definitely winning their lane. Experience, money, whatever. Now in the middle we do have Soul Steerer, who's now taking on, I guess, a dual lane. That's gonna really hurt Arachna down the line. And he is just winning out money, experience, kills, denies, you name it, whatever. And then down bottom we even have Valkyrie losing out to Defiler. That being said, Defiler has a lot more AoE capabilities. I think she could spam her Wave of Death almost non-stop, whereas Valkyrie has a good amount of cooldowns to play with. Oh, we have a pause, the pro pause. And I don't know what it's for. So, that being said, let's look at what was shaping up here middle. We did have 2 of the 3 Trilaners coming down south. Now, we got Witch Slayer level 4 with 2 miniaturized, 2 Graveyard. So, roaming strat says what? Andromeda going with Aurora, not going with Dimensional Link. Interesting. But going with 2 Aurora, 2 Comet. Now, Comet, obviously, for that gank, is really, you know, super powerful. 175 magic damage, 1.75 seconds. That's a doozy. It really is. Aurora there, sitting at level 2, is minus 10% damage, minus 3 armor. Now, personally, I might have went with an extra Dimensional Link instead of the extra Aurora, but the negative 3 armor could definitely come in handy, especially against you know, the more physical heroes. That being said, I mean, a lot of the damage coming out of Soul Steerer with those demon hands, I don't believe is physical. No, it's definitely not physical. But here we go, Arachna now getting back, I was going to say backdoored, but that's not really the right terminology, I think, there. But anyway, surprise from behind, she goes down. No problem. Double stun and a demon hand says what? It's more like a triple stun because we got Witch Slayer with miniaturized and Graveyard. That counts as 2. I count it as 2. Magmus is now rotated down south. Just can't seem to find a lane for this Magmus. He's level 3. Definitely now lagging behind, well, everyone. And now the tri-lane has rotated to this mid. Keeping that Aurora up to see who's coming down the line, but that tower, I mean, I don't think it's gonna... It might get denied, actually, if this guy comes in. Nope, it's gonna cancel it. Saw the Witch Slayer advancing. Witch Slayer starting off with that Graveyard into Andromeda into miniaturization. Could have been a bad deal. But first tower goes down 9 minutes into the game. Oh, a little bit of a pause there. Just gonna restart this. There we go. I think. There we go. Yep. Alright, so, that being said, let's look it up top. We got Pestilence and Glacius now fending off. Looks like the solo... Oh, sorry, not solo. Now the Engineer. I thought he was solo. He was solo for a little bit. Now we got Witch Slayer back up top. Does look like Andromeda's rotating up here again as well. Whoops. Sorry about that. Yeah, I can't leave the game. Okay, fine. Oh, I crashed. Alright. Pro pause was really good because I crashed. So, good timing. Hopefully the crashes are all out of the way. Everyone's reconnected. Maybe we're all good to go. D&D casting GR TS2. There we go. Nobody shall disturb us. Alright, so yeah, up top we did have the tri-lane return. We do have Andromeda coming back up here to Witch Slayer and Engineer. Now, we did have Magmus kind of rotate down south. Wow, a good double stun combo picking up there on those guys. That's the first kill in something that is not middle or top. So finally, maybe Magmus has found his calling, juking from the trees. But alright, let's go over a little bit of tri-lanes. So tri-lanes is a popular strat coming out of Dota. Now it's very well developed. Dota's been around a long time. And even if you don't know what Dota is, Defense of the Ancients, kind of the original Warcraft 3 genre starter. That looked ugly for Pestilence, but not much you can do against this triple stun lane. Maybe quadruple stun lane? I don't know. Who cares? But that being said, the tri-lane basically takes 3 very disably kind of heroes, or 2 very disably kind of heroes with a damage output hero. And what the idea is that you just overwhelm the lane. Now, the triple lane does reduce all your experience in that lane, because you split in 3 ways instead of 2, or even just solo is 1. So, I mean, that's just not going to work out very well. So what you have to do is keep up the ganks and the kills. So if you can't do that, then you're basically just wasting everyone's time. Because you'll have reduced experience, you have reduced kills, you have reduced everything. Oh, look at that! A Soul Stealer comes mid! And wow, Pestilence actually got away from that. Magnus and Glacius might not be so lucky. Pestilence coming back in just to go down to that double tap demon hand. Well placed, sir. Very well placed. Looks like Magnus wants to make something out of Andromeda, but he does not have boots, whereas Andromeda does. So that will not be a kill for him. Valkyrie even coming up top. But looks like that was just a really bad exchange for Corona Extramel, as the score is now 8-3. We've kind of leveled off on the kills, 37 minutes into this game now, and we're sitting at 11 kills. But the original point to make their tri-lanes, they're risky. If you can pull it off and you can dominate your lane, you can rotate out your gankers to other lanes to keep down the other team, it's well worth it if you can pull that off. If you cannot pull that off, then all you're doing is just hurting yourself down the line, because you will not be able to... Wow, look at that. The triple lane comes south, all three of them. So run, Defiler, run. Run. It does look like Soul Stealer's going back mid to this Arachna. Arachna trying to do a little bit of a push there. This tower is definitely on the chopping block soon enough. Where's Engineer? Engineer is... There he is. He's going mid. Cool. So yeah, dry lanes. Risky, but worth it. Oh my goodness, look at that. Engineer with a portal key. That's... Well, there could have been a better ultimate coming out of Soul Stealer there. But now we got two support great coming in here. Glacius doing the double fun stuff. Engineer definitely going down. So nice new portal key, buddy. Not going to keep you alive. It looks like we had a bottled haste on that Soul Stealer. So he will be totally fine. Who's up there? That's Arachna. That's Pestilence. So that was a great turnaround in the mid there. Now, if Soul Stealer could have gotten his ult off a little bit closer to Arachna, it would have been a heck of a lot of difference. But he did not. And basically his ults did, well, pretty close to nothing. To be honest, that range away from them, yeah. Oh well. Could have been a bit of ult, but that being said, you know, maybe... No, we'll just leave it at that. Valkyrie now getting double hit upon here. Just a lot of disable coming out of those guys. But he will be able to jump away. Now in comes Magnus and Glacius taking down both of them. Wow, look, everyone went down there. So good signs of life coming out of this Hellborn team, as they're now back in the game with this new ganking strategy. You know, just overwhelm your enemies. So it's not really like a tri-lane anymore. Now it's kind of like a quad roaming game. But hey, you know, if that's what it takes to win, I'll gladly give you props for that. So 8-6 now, 14 minutes into this game. Does look like bottom tower goes down. Now Defiler, obviously her ghosts are very great for team fights, very great for healing, and very great for towers, because they do take a piece of that tower with her, or with them, every time she uses it. So she was kind of like a really good pick early on into the metagame when pushing was all the rage. Now it seems to be more ganking is all the rage. But things like Defiler, things like Polywog Priest, Engineer, you know, these are great pushing heroes that can really nail down those towers early game. I mean, we're 2 towers down, and it's not even the 15-minute mark yet, and this tower up here is just not doing the best of health, you know, 340 out of 1300. So, you know, it's really working. Like Engineer Tinker, it can definitely be used to great effect. Not that he has it, but it can definitely be used to great effect when you combo it with something like I can't really think of anyone other than Defiler and Polywog right now. Wild Soul would probably be another one with his bear. Rudilon? I think it's Urdilon. But whatever, his bear does some massive damage against towers as well, and he has so much health, can tank them really easily. Some nice counter warding going on by CEM right now, so props to them. But we do have this tri-lane now top. I think Arachna wanted to come up for some free farm, and now they're going to have to deal with not free farm. So, yep. Not free farm. Glacius is now cycled up top as well as Magnus. So, you know, as I was getting at earlier, you know, you cycle around your gankers later into the game, And if you can really keep down your enemies, you know, you're going to have that advantage. Now, they do have kind of a trick here. The ward of sight behind the tower, which just expired. Fun times. They knew exactly what was coming their way. They knew who